Hey guys, I'm Captain Foley. Welcome back to Trekyards Mission Briefing. We got a great ship to talk. Wait a minute. I think I just made a mistake. I wish I could go back in time and fix my mistakes. You know, hmm. Good thing we have editing, so nobody will ever see this, right?
So we're cutting. Okay.
Anyway,
Gonna...
yeah. So we can go back in time and try again.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. All right. So anyway, let's try this again from the beginning. Yes.
Okay. They'll never know.
Hey everybody, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Commander Cockins.
Yes. And today we have a topic for top 10. This is top 10, not mission briefing.
Yes.
And the topic, Samuel, what's the topic of today's top 10?
It's something we sort of do on a regular basis, but through editing it's called time travel. So we are doing the top 10 time travel stories in Trek. And there's so many great time stories, and I think this will be a very interesting one because there are a couple of iconic ones, a couple of less well-known ones, depends how you define time travel as well, could go anywhere, and I had a lot of fun writing this one. I hope you did too. So what is your top 5, Stuart?
Well, number 5 for me is the Voyager episode Timeless. I mean, what better way to start an episode than seeing Voyager encased in ice? And a Chakotay and Harry Kim from the future come and, there it is. Great story. It was definitely one of my favorites. Like I said, it's my number 5. I mean, there's still more better ones, I think. But as far as Voyager went, this is one of my favorite Voyager episodes. And, to see the Doctor and then, they need to get 7 of 9's implant thing to do their thing. Kind of a little bit morbid, but to be on board Voyager and see everybody frozen, and it was just a very, very interesting episode, and I definitely thought it was worth mentioning for sure here. So hopefully, I don't know if it'll be on your list or not, but
well, as Garrett Wang always says, it's his favorite episode. He gets the most to do. Really, really great episode, and you get to see come on, Captain Geordi of the Galaxy class. Can't remember what the Galaxy class is, but a pretty cool moment. Whole great. I mean, that CG, that first scene, that's like movie. That's absolute movie quality. I'm pretty sure they won an award for that. Rob and his team.
yeah.
So yeah, nice choice.
All right. Well, thank you.
Although
number 4
technically,
for me.
Did anyone time travel? Because only a signal went back in time.
Well, as you said, the definition of time travel is kind of
So I love you already going outside of the normal straight away. It's a great sign. What's in before?
Number 4 for me is Yesterday's Enterprise. I mean, we got introduced to the Enterprise C, and that's just fantastic. An alternate universe in the future timeline, where we're with the Klingons. So, and to see things change, like on the bridge, 1 second it's fine, the next second you're like, what's going on? And then you see the Enterprise C come through. Fantastic. And could you imagine being the Romulans that were fighting the Enterprise C? All of a sudden it's like battle damaged and really torn up, and all of a sudden it turns around and it's like not fully, almost fixed and like fighting back.
It's like Praetor, their shields are down to 10%. Like, oh, they're back up to 100%. Oh, they're launching torpedoes, but we just destroy the torpedo launchers. What? Yeah, very confusing.
Yeah. I would love to see that battle happen. I mean, there is a 3D animation of it, where you see it go through the rift and come back, but yeah, so that's why it's my number 4, because it's just awesome.
Great choice.
Number 3 for me is another Voyager one, Relativity. To see the USS Relativity, future Federation ship, a time ship specifically, and know that there are time police out there monitoring things and fixing things, and to see how many times 7 of 9 goes back. I remember I was watching it on TV with and my youngest kid walked in the room, and he goes, "Is this the very first episode of Voyager?" Because they were still in space dock, and Janeway was on the ship for the first time. I'm like, "Nope," and he was so confused, and he sat on the couch and I said, "You just got to watch it; you'll figure it out." And so he was smart enough to realize that it seemed like the first episode. So
yes, it's a great Voyager prequel scene.
Yeah. They almost need to go back and put 7 of 9 in the very first episode on the bridge, just in the background. I think that'd be so cool. I always think they should do that with these time travel episodes. Add a little Easter eggs into the original. Yeah. Anyway, so that's number 3. Number 2 for me is one of my all-time favorite Star Trek episodes ever, and that is a Deep Space Nine episode called Little Green Men, where we've got 1950s Area 51 kind of thing, where the Ferengi go back and their translators aren't working. Yeah. So just to see the 1950s mentality and the military mentality around that, and little green men, little aliens that are here to destroy us. It was really fantastic, and I love that the universal translators weren't working, because it's something you never see. Like, they're always working. But and the general in that one is actually, he was in a TOS episode. He was in the one where they go to Eden. Can't think of the title right now. Way to Eden. There you go. Thank you. He played the one hippie guy. So he went from a hippie, a 1960s hippie, into a 1950s cool, like, general. So
time travel does a lot of weird things to you.
Acting chops. Yeah.
Great choice.
So yeah, that was definitely a cool episode. And it I love it because the whole Roswell thing and all that really intrigues me anyway.
It's just really funny.
It's a nice take on that.
It's just really funny and clever. Yeah, nice to do.
Yeah.
So is this your number 1?
So number 1, yes, it is.
Okay.
And it will be definitely on your list, and definitely your number 1, I guarantee.
Okay.
That's In a Mirror Darkly, where we have time travel, but not just time travel. We've got, into the mirror universe, and the Tholians, and the space, the rip in time, dimensional. Well, it looks like you might not have it on your list with the reaction to it. I don't know if you consider it a time travel story or not.
I wouldn't have considered it specifically. I mean, there is traveling time things in it. I think I'm a bit more literal with my time travel stories, which is fine. Ooh. And that is a phenomenal episode, as you all know. I love it so much. Great choice. Can't fault you. Number 1, all the way. It'll be my 1.1.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I have to say about it. I mean, so it's time for your list now. So now I'm excited to hear your list, because you took it a little bit differently than I did, I think.
Okay. My number 5 is Trials and Tribulations. The crossover was made for the 30th anniversary of Trek, and boy, did they do a special job integrating new footage into TOS footage, and back then, that was very, very advanced, and it's basically seamless. Very well done for the time. It's creative, great CG, and they even brought back the same actor who played Darwin. That is incredible. And the story behind that was also incredible. They met him in a coffee shop randomly. It was awesome. And we finally got the first explanation for why there are 2 types of Klingons. If you can't... Anyway. Just a really fun episode, and always good to see TOS tech, and they did a great job. And it still looked advanced. Cool.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm 100% shocked and surprised that is not my number 1. For some reason, it completely skipped my mind. That should be my number 1. Should change my number 1 now. Stroke out the one you have there and just put in.
Hey, your one still had TOS timey-wimey, travelly-wavely. Mine one just had direct.
True.
Mine one just went directly into the past of TOS. Yours went in from the TOS past into the double past of my future. My number 4, this is the only one we have. I think they're the same. My number 4 is Relativity, and I love this episode a lot. You see a phenomenal, really incredible shot of Utopia Planitia. They've mentioned it for decades at that point, I think, and it was amazing, amazing shot. I mean, imagine the render times for that. I can't even imagine. I mean, I did build you it once for a Christmas present in really high res, but there's only 1 frame, and that took long enough. You see Voyager in dry dock, Janeway's very first steps on board, and then boom, you get to see 7 of 9 looking human and looking great in uniform. It's awesome. Then you get all the 20th century stuff, the time ship, the hunt saboteur between 3 different time periods, 2 versions of 7 of 9 and Janeway, and then confusion and time travel and all the 20th century tech. Just love the feel and the vibe of that entire episode. It's really nicely done, and it gets you straight from the first little bit. It hooks you. Great episode. So my number 3, I think this is one you wouldn't even consider. It is E Squared. Do you even remember that episode?
Not offhand. Refresh my memory.
I'll read what I wrote. I loved the Xindi story arc. This is Enterprise, and I think this was a super clever and well-made episode. Enterprise is about to find the weapon, but then gets sent back in time and has to survive and become a generational ship to then still exist, to then meet back up with themselves and stop it from happening. I love the new tech we see in the NX-01. We see NX versus NX action. It's fun, really well-written dialogue, good emotional pull, and a satisfying ending. Adds a really clever time travel episode that's sort of underdone in some bits, and then it's very clever. It's such an odd, and suddenly, boom, time travel episode. But it's such well done. I think it's one of the best Enterprise episodes. And I really tried to think of a whole variety of series here because they have some great ones. I thought that was probably the best Enterprise one. Remember that one now?
Yes, I do, and I never would have even remembered it, to be honest. I don't know my Enterprise quite as well as I should. I am rewatching it though. So
good. My number 2 is, now this is time travel story, so I'm allowed to say this, is The Voyage Home. Because it's a very good time travel story. It is the funniest of the Trek movies. I think they do a pitch perfect job for the story about our heroes going back to contemporary Earth, although now I guess it's super the past going back. But anyway, it's funny, it's clever. I love the cloaking bird of prey so much. The whale probe is interesting, and it's nice to not have a villain per se. It uses the continuity established in TOS, a slingshot around the sun, very clever. And it was just there waiting to be used, and it's a clever story, and they did it so well, and that's why it's my number 2. I think it's sort of the iconic. Awesome. I think it's the most well-known one probably because it's the movie.
The whale one. I get so sick of hearing that.
Yes.
But yeah.
The time travel one, anyway. But my number 1 is 2009 because I go back in time. I'm kidding. Sometimes I do that. We do that sometimes. I sometimes say JJ answer for the first. It's not there. My number 1 is yesterday's Enterprise because it is a powerful, clever, iconic, amazing episode, and it shows, as you said, the missing link between. Well, it shows the sea. We get Tasha? We get Tasha Yar's best outing, cool new uniforms, a cool new bridge, and just a perfectly made episode. One of their top 5. I think we're going to do that at some point, but one of their top 5 episodes for sure, and such a nice time travel because it's coming into the future. Because it's a reverse time travel. It's the Enterprise C coming into the future, which is our present. So it even reverses the idea of time travel a little bit. Very clever, very cool, and that's my list.
Fantastic list. Yeah, I can't believe I don't have Trials and Tribulations and even Star Trek 4 on my list. Wow, I totally thought outside the box and just kind of pulled up a list of them, and but they're both very interesting lists for sure. But it's honorable mention time.
Well, hold on. I do love your list too. So many different. Odd variety, very you went. I love that you went outside the box, and not what I was expecting. So I had a blast just listening to you.
Obviously.
Okay.
Anyway, honorable mention time. My honorable mention is actually from a series you probably wouldn't even consider, and that is the animated series. The episode Yesteryear, where Spock has to go back through the Guardian of Forever and save his little self and become his big cousin, as it were. It's very cool. It's actually officially the only one that's considered canon as far as TAS goes. So I just thought I'd mention it because it's one of the best animated stories, and to be considered canon just because it's such a great story, I think it's fantastic. So
yeah, and the fact that they reused the Guardian, they got Sarek back, Mark Lennon to reprise the role. And the fact that it resonates so much that J.J. Abrams, they use a lot of those elements in their own movie, obviously has a place in Trek history that it's had an impact. So this is a difficult one to pick, so I picked 2, but I'm going to go through them quickly from honorable mention. My number 1 is Shattered from Voyager. I love Shattered. It's like a best bits of Voyager. Loads of guest stars, loads of techno-babble. Just a really, really fun story that weaves together so much tapestry of Voyager. And just a really well done episode. I love that. I can always rewatch that and just have fun. Although really the Borg 709 should really have just taken over the ship. Probably been quite difficult, but they found a way. Great episode. And another Voyager 1 Endgame, because I do love the Voyager finale. Great premise, amazing tech armor, beautiful CG, great performances, and come on, seamless multiple Janeway scenes. And I've done multiple people scenes in CG, and they're annoying, and they did amazing ones. I mean, you didn't even flinch when you saw them. And they do get home at the end, decades earlier. Amazing episode and great use of time travel. Great use of time travel.
Mm.
There you go.
You know what I was surprised of, though? Neither one of us said all good things. I thought while you were going through your list, I thought all good things might crop up on your list. You get to see, the evolution of TNG, but
that is an incredible episode, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I think my list, well, episodes, yeah.
Episodes,
I think of it as a movie, really. I think it was like a combined movie. But I think I picked sort of ones that stood out to me for sort of cleverness and individual spark of like that. All Good Things is, like I said, I feel that it's like a movie. The time travel is almost superfluous. Like that's just a means to an end that tell the story. Whereas each of these sort of, it's a bit more essential. Like it's a bit more. I mean, that's obviously essential too. But these, I don't know. Like that is the hook. Whereas All Good Things, the whole thing is the hook. It doesn't just need the time travel. I know it's not a very good explanation, but that's how it is in my brain anyway.
I see what you mean, and I think that's why I picked some of my list was because of the creativity of the episodes, and that's why I think I didn't think of some of the ones that I really should have thought, like Trials and Tribulations, which should be my number one, and is amended now my number one.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say I'm really surprised that you didn't put City on the Edge of Forever, because you're a TOS fanboy. Everyone says, "Oh, it's the best time travel. Oh, it's the best TOS story." I'm like, it's great. It's not very Star Trek. Like I like.
It's a great standalone piece of television.
Yes.
Episodic television.
Yes.
But it's not, and it's one of the best Star Trek episodes, absolutely. But when I think Star Trek time travel, there's so many more cool things than just that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not on my list.
I'm very glad to hear that and see that, because I was expecting it. Honestly, I thought you were going to be somehow, like, you're normally not necessarily going on the curve of what people think. So I was thinking you would say, "Oh, I also love that one as number one," and then to go ahead and say Into a Mirror Darkly. I'm very impressed with you, Stuart. Very impressed. But now you've obviously swapped it to my number 5, which is fine because it's also cool. And you got TOS in there either way. So yes. Mm-hmm. And that is it for this week's top 10. This was quite a long one, but a lot of great stuff, and this was a lot of fun to plan. There's a lot of great stories out there.
It's a long one because there's a lot of time. We took a lot of time to make it. It's long time.
Yep. But do we have the time to talk about time?
We just don't have the time.
No,
we should go.
We're running out of time.
No. Yes.
But let us know what you think of our lists and your own list. I'm sure we have a whole variety, so please put in your top 5 or even top 10. Give us a whole set and discuss. And are we crazy, are we not? Let us know. And until next time, as always and forever, in the future, the past, parallel universes, mirror universes, parallel time streams where I've gone back in time and then met myself in the future, or time agents from the future, I am Connor Cockins.
And I am, and always have been, and always will be, Captain Foley.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Next time. Bye, guys.